Hey gang, I'm Mick Bronson with Develop Yourself Coaching. Today we're going to talk about whether or not you need a fitness goal. Now, contrary to popular belief, the answer is a shade of gray. And the reason that it's a shade of gray is because it all depends on where your identity is at when it comes to health and wellness. Your belief system is formatted from a very young age. You're conditioned very young in a lot of different ways. For example, my wife is an absolute neat and tidy and clean freak, more so than I am. So her threshold for mess around the house is very, very low. Her tolerance is very, very low to it, whereas I have a higher tolerance for mess. I have an identity of cleanliness and hygiene as well, but not to the same level as my wife. Now, the same thing goes with health and wellness as well as self-image, and I would tie them together. When I see somebody come into the gym for the first time, I know that their ability to transform from this version of themselves that I'm starting with to the more fit, happier, healthier version of themselves that I want to end up with, they're going to have to be able to transition their identity from that of maybe less fit, maybe they believe they're lazy, maybe they believe that they're low self-worth or low self-value, maybe deep down subconsciously they don't think they're worth the investment. All these self-deprecating beliefs make it that much more important to have the proper fitness coach and fitness partnership on your side, in your corner, to help you through those moments and to help you transition. But I'm going to have to help that person not just reformat their physical body, but their mental body to believe that they are fit, to believe that they are worthy of the time investment, worthy of the energy investment and the monetary investment. And that reconditioning process takes a lot of time and concerted effort. The reason a lot of people snap back into old forms of themselves is because they're battling this subconscious battle with a previous identity of themselves. If you hold yourself in a certain regard, subconsciously, you are going to fight to hold that identity. You want to stick to what you know, and what is unknown tends to be very, very scary. So to reformat is very, very uncomfortable, and that's where self-sabotage comes into play. Now, this can be a very positive thing. For example, my wife, in her cleanliness, when things get to a certain level of mess, her threshold clicks, she gets neurotic, and she goes on an absolute clean sweep. In a similar way, in health and fitness, you want to get to the point where your threshold for unhealthy behavior becomes very, very low, where your tolerance becomes very, very low. Just like my wife will get neurotic when it gets messy around the house, you want to get to the point where when you've had a couple of bad days with no activity or limited activity, or you have a couple of bad days of eating, and maybe the circumstances in your life make it not easy to follow through on a working out or fitness habit, you will make time for it regardless, because subconsciously you are fighting to retain the identity of being a fit person. Hence the importance of getting yourself to that place where you believe that you are fit, where you believe that you are worthy of the investment, where you believe you're worthy of putting the time in day after day, week after week, month after month, and it's a never-ending journey. And when somebody's finally at that place where they've shifted their identity, they don't necessarily need a goal to keep them going. Goals are great stepping stones to a much larger vision for their fitness and can keep people motivated in the interim and help them through seasons of more hard work and more intense work. When you have this overall identity of being a fit person, in order to retain a high level of health and wellness, doesn't take needing a goal necessarily. It just takes living up to that identity that you're already keeping of yourself as being a fit person and making sure that you're making the time every day. So I say this out of experience, and I say this having helped several people get to that place where they see themselves as a fit person worthy of that investment, and so they're going to do something to uphold that end of their life regardless. So I hope that makes sense. Please read the article I've written on this, guys. Again, I'm Mick Bronson with Develop Yourself Coaching. I'm going to get after it. You go get after it, and let's start switching our identity over and understanding our worth as a person, understanding our worthiness of a healthy and fulfilled life.